Hello, people on planet Earth. Welcome to the fifth dimension. Honestly, you know what? We're actually still in the fourth, but the fifth is soon to come here. Now, the reason for me making this video is very simple. We are out of balance. In this time, in this culture, in this society, we are out of balance. See how I'm smoking this cigarette? This shit is dead after today. Because you know why? I had not so much of an unsettling, but an evaluation. I had a reality check. And certain things and certain circumstances have been happening in my life to give me this reality check. Now, the thing about this society, what do we think about? Per se, what do we think about? We think about fortune and fame. We think about dominance and demeaning attitudes. We want humility, but we don't give out humility to receive it. We don't give out certain things and certain functions, but we automatically assume that it should be given to us, which in reality leaves us incomplete and unappreciative. We don't appreciate certain things. Like, you know, we might not have it all, but for example, I'm going to use me as an American. As an American person, somebody that stems from the roots of America, the things that we don't consider as a human being are things that on a normal basis we don't feel appreciative of. We just feel a sense of entitlement. For example, this is when I'm going to get to the example. We have clean running water. There are places in other countries that don't have shit that we have. We're walking around with iPhones, loving this, making fun of people for what they're wearing. And there's people that can't even afford clothes. There's people that are getting molested every single day in a sex trade environment and been in there since they've been 3 years old, or maybe been born in it, and they don't know why this is happening to them. Or, for example, you have, per se, people, slaves in certain countries of the world that all they know is a sweatshop, which makes your Nikes and your sneakers, and then they come over to America and double stitch it and sell it to you. But it's allowed to go on. It's allowed. These things are allowed to go on. And we, as Americans, we don't think about this. We're complaining about just getting minimum wage. Imagine having to work 10 hours a day and only make $3. That would piss you off. That's unfair. That's inhumane. It's so inhumane to do this. We even contradict ourselves because look at me. But guess what? I can tell you the things that I see that I've done wrong and other society has done wrong because what? I've done it and I witnessed it and I experienced such things, so I can give you knowledge of what I experienced. This is a reality check. And what I experienced, it's amazing because it allowed me to develop a sense of knowledge. You see, to gain true understanding, you have to acquire knowledge. Alright? When you acquire knowledge, you're researching, you're building up a thesis, okay? That's when you're starting to build up a hypothesis. You ask a question, why, and now you're dabbling into research. So before you can get to understanding, you have to do knowledge. You have to research. You have to be fully functioning at a certain capacity to interpret certain things so you can understand it. So you reaching out to search for knowledge, that leads from inspiration. That comes from inspiration within you to seek out a certain aspect of yourself. So now you're researching the knowledge. Now once you have this sense of knowledge, you apply an action, which now becomes wisdom. Now once this is applied in action, it becomes wisdom, because now you are able to identify certain aspects and lessons that you may encounter on a daily basis. But because you were doing this, for such example, you having a child, as a woman, we are creators. You as a woman, you carry life inside of you for 9 months. You have knowledge of this. You were taught from your parents and parents. You have knowledge. This is something that stemmed from generations. But until you experience this, you really don't have wisdom on it. Because when you have your first child, you're just gaining into knowledge of how to take care of this child. Now, when you have your second one, you have wisdom, because you know what applied methods go into raising a child to receive a satisfactory result. So, in applying this sense of being a creator, we have wisdom. Now, wisdom, after it is applied into action, you gain understanding. Because you heard me say, when you get to the second one, it's already a breeze. Because now you understand the situation. So you go from being a fool, because you experiencing something new along your journey, which is a new surroundings, a new lesson, a new chapter. And because of something new, experiencing it, you gain an understanding for it. So when another situation comes, you already understand, because you had the wisdom of experiencing it already. So in these aspects, I've done a lot of research, and I've seen things to not be so settling. The predicament that we are in is completely an imbalance of energies. Is a complete imbalance. This is a reality that is completely out of balance. People just blame it on the government. People just blame it on, society. People blame it on everything but themselves. Your actions are contributing to the oppression of us. It is not anybody else but you that is contributing to the oppression of mental slavery, cognitive dissociations, soul defragmentation. It comes from the traumas that you experienced as a child, the lessons that your peers and your society members have taught you, have shaped and formed you into what you were never of. A decent human being that knew right from wrong, that even was angered. If it was angered, it would cry, it would release and let it go. It would not hold on to grudges. That child, that's why in the Bible it states become as a child. Because a lot of these people on this planet have lost a feminine touch about them. They lost a childlike manner. And yes, I said it's feminine. It is. That's the imbalance that we have. You see, in yin and yang, Taoism, Buddhism, You have masculine energy and you have feminine energy. Masculine energy is dominating. Feminine energy is submissive. For example, you have a hose. You have a male attachment and you have a female attachment. Positive and negative charges. Everything has a polar opposite. So a female, any type of feminine attribute, it is meant to be inserted. Any type of masculine attribute is the one that's inserting. So you have something that's being inserted, and then you have something that's inserting. That is masculine and feminine energy. This planet became out of whack because it was too much feminine energy at one point. It was too much feminine energy. Too much feminine energy leads to jealousy. That's one thing females are very, very, very sinful of, is jealousy. The reason because that is too much feminine energy, whereas too much masculine energy would be something more like wrath and pride. But pride is universal. Pride is a greater sin. So it could be feminine in both masculine energy. But when you apply wrath to the pride, you have a more masculine undertone. That's why in certain languages like Spanish, you have the and the o. Because it's just the terminology for masculine and feminine energy. Everything has a masculine and feminine counterpart. You feel me? You have 23 chromosomes from your father, 23 chromosomes from your mother. When you are born, you are born feminine and then you turn to masculine. Everything is masculine and feminine energy, but at the same time, when you were conceived, what manifests? Your brain, your heart, and your spine. These attributes actually help you. You have a level of testosterone and estrogen in your body. You feel me? Everything about you comes down to feminine and masculine energy. So a lot of times these people, they don't see the simplicity. People make things to be more complicated than what it naturally should be, because it shouldn't be as complicated as it is. If you treat people the way that you want to be treated, you will have a valuable, more higher self-esteem and a more considerate and blissful life. You will have a life that a lot of miracles will seem to just pop into your lap. Even though you will be faced with some situations, because at the end of the day, the devil is always going to try to knock you off your block, because it is a bigger price at stake. The devil tries harder to convert people than those that are already converted. He already got the people that's converted. Why does he need to fight to keep people converted when they already leading down that path astray? He already has you astray. So somebody that is on a righter path faces a little bit more hardships and difficulties because he's fighting to keep his existence. He doesn't want to see any type of unity, because this is an entity that does not feel. More or less, this is an entity that possesses people. It is not even a physical form. It is a possession. It is something that is within you. An old Cherokee proverb of higher and lower self. The wolf that you choose to feed. Everybody has two wolves, a good wolf and a bad wolf. The wolf that you choose to feed is the one that dominates you. So whatever that you choose to feed and put into the atmosphere, you will receive. And I really feel like it is time, because it's time for me to change. It is time for me to become a better person. And I'm going to create this YouTube so you can see the progress and watch me grow like this tree on the wall. It is time, because we are in the last days, and I'm about to wake society up. You guys need to be awoken, because it is time. Shit is about to get real. Now, who do you believe in?